Hello, welcome to Light TV on the weekly review. My name is Emmanuel Ngeno. In studio today, I'm delighted to have my panelist, that is Mula Mulando, economic analyst, Brian Kipkel, a journalist, then Brian Kinyedu, political analyst. Welcome to our studios.
Thank you.
If I may start with the Finance Bill 2024-2025, let's start with Mula. If you give me just your general view about it.
Basically, the finance bill that was read the other day, we found out that the normal mwananchi, they are really suffering because we'll find the government wants to source out most of their money to cater or support their daily to-day activities, whereby you find that this normal mwananchi, they don't have this money, or they don't have the excess or enough money to support the government. The initiative of the president before was that he doesn't want to get loans from outside, so he's going to increase these taxes so that he can fund his government, whereby we find the normal mwananchi, they are really, really suffering.
So the normal mwananchi have been suffering a lot because of the increment of the taxes. What about Brian Kinyedu? What's your general view about it?
I think there is also time for adjustment. The chair of the budget committee also welcomed people from different societies so that they can come and make some changes. I think there is still room of adjustment, but I think we are pressed.
Concerning what you have raised, the room of adjustment, the last finance bill was sent to public participation, but the views weren't considered. How sure are you about it?
One, we Kenyans are a bit ignorant. We don't even participate. And when we are ignorant, those people pass them. And because the first reason why we don't participate, we love allowances. We get paid so that we can at least make those adjustments. And the government has not allocated for any allowances or for snacks. So some people see, mimi nitaenda pale nikae chini without any penny. That's the nation we are.
Okay, thank you. And Brian Kipkel, concerning this 2024-2025 finance bill, will it bring some goodies in it, or it's just undermining the people at the bottom pyramid?
Okay, let me start by saying that when the finance bill was brought out, I don't know the procedures that were used to come up with that bill, but according to me, the few individuals that came up with the bill, it didn't consider the life that Kenyans are right now, you know?
Yes. Because
when you see the finance bill, the increase in these commodities and revenues, it will not favor the common mwananchi, you know? Yes. So I think, to me, in general, this bill is meant to crush and the middle and the lower classes, because there are some things that we, the common wananchi, will not be able to afford, just like Mula said. So to me, I don't basically agree with the finance bill. Yeah, I don't agree with the finance bill, because if it came to the people now to collect the opinions from the public participation, then it would have been better. But what Brand said, that we Kenyans are ignorant, I think to some point it is about trust, you know, because when we don't have trust in our leaders, then wananchi will just be like, okay, these things have just been done with the leaders, so at the end of the day, our opinions will not be considered, you know.
Starting at that point, if I just ask you concerning the proposed motor vehicle tax, that is 2.5, will it bring burdens to the transport sector?
Actually, yeah, it will bring burden to the public sector, and because when you see now the prices for petroleum, it will increase, and also the fare for that people used to travel, you'll find that it is now doubled, you know. So this will bring some instability when it comes to common wananchi, because now maybe you usually pay 100 shillings to get to your job, but now you are told that you'll be paying 200 shillings. This will actually disrupt the activities, and it will come to them adjusting, which is not that easy, because now everywhere everything is increasing in prices. So when it comes to also VAT, this will affect from the owners of these vehicles to the common wananchi that are using these vehicles. Yeah.
Okay, and if also may add kindly,
Yes.
don't you see that is that also creating that kafia of, hey, is it a must, or someone gets afraid to buy a car because he sees the fuel consumption is high, also pay for the insurance.
Yes.
Apart from paying for the insurance, again you have to pay for accessing or having a car. You see?
They were saying that the 2.5%, like for Kenyans, they shouldn't take it like just a mere thing.
Yeah, it's not a mere thing.
Because other countries are practicing it. As I can see, that's the problem with our leaders, because they are focusing with the countries which are developed.
The problem with the countries that are developed, with our country, we aren't there. You see, even when a baby is born, you cannot just force that baby to run or to walk immediately. That just gradually, you see.
Yes, if I may say, they were saying the 2.5% of the wheat that they will use to repair the roads. And according to the fuel levy, there's a fuel levy, petroleum levy. So is there a need for taxing a car, and also there's that tax inside the fuel, which is used to repair roads?
Imagine.
So if I may go to the next point about it, Mr. Kingedu, concerning the VAT on bread that will move from 0 rated to 16% of it, how do you view it?
Thank you so much. Most of the households use bread in the morning, and if it's not bread, it's something that they ate yesterday. It's the leftovers of yesterday.
Yes.
And in case you have a large family, you don't have the leftovers of today. So equivalently, now they are leading us to be cooking in the morning so that we can forget the bread. And if they do, in comparison with other nations, like right now, our gross domestic GDP is totally different with Tanzania, is totally different with South Africa. So we should not be a replica of other nations.
We should focus first with making the economic growth of our country.
Let's use our own means.
Yes.
Let's use our own means. Even the nations in Africa that are thriving like South Africa, like Egypt, they have not oppressed their people.
The problem, they were, if I may just mention one country, they were saying Singapore. Kenya, they were mentioning Kenya to the likes of Singapore. But I can say the Singapore economic is another level than that of Kenya.
Singapore is totally different.
Yes.
Even you see the skyscrapers there.
Yes.
The only skyscrapers that we have are in Nairobi. Yes. Other cities like Nakuru, like Mombasa, like Kisumu, we don't have those even facilities like Singapore. Singapore is totally different with us.
If I'm doing that point with that of concerning the increasing county money from 401 billion to the county allocation of counties, how good is it? Because the current allocation which is there, we have seen many governors being taken to court. Their cases are in courts concerning corruption. How sure are we that this 401 billion will be utilized in the development of counties?
I'll give you a story with my own home background in Nyandarua. Before devolution, roads were impassable.
Yes.
There's a time the MCA joked with me, told me, unakumbuka hamkuwa mnaweza kupeleka ng'ombe malishoni. They were stuck because of the road. Right now the roads are impassable. The only person that can be the best person to put this money into task is the custodian of the county, the governor. If the governor is so sure that is going to develop that county, then the allocation is good.
But if I may say, it's like a culture whereby when a leader is being elected, it's a time for them to reap what they invested in the political arenas of giving to ensure that they have gathered that votes to be a governor.
Let me give you an illustration with the past governor of Makueni, Kifutha Kibwana.
Yes.
He did a lot. He brought even processing industries in Makueni. us people of Nyandara, we are sending cabbages to Machakos and Kitui and Makueni. Right now, the only consumers that we have are in Nairobi. You see, they were able to develop their own counties.
Yes.
They are not dependent with us.
Yes.
So if we choose the best governors and those people who have managerial skills, not looters, not sweet talkers, not naysayers. You know when it comes to campaign, you are told what you want to hear.
And also concerning the campaign is that even a leader that you don't know, at the end of it all, they'll come and vote him in.
Yeah.
Yes. So you don't know even the track record of that person.
And that's where we fail as Kenyans. And giving, when it comes to voting,
Yes.
our emotions are too high. We cannot be able to reason. We use our feelings to reason.
Concerning the ESCC, because a lot of you have been summoned and they have been concerning the corruption cases. Then when they're taken to DPP, the cases are withdrawn. Billions of money are being lost.
Kenya is known for corruption.
Yes. It's
And
like a
this
culture
is-
now.
Yeah, and this is what is happening even in our courts. Because this money that these people are being given, the leaders are being given,
Yes.
this is the money that will settle their cases in court, and they will come out. And once they come out, this money will not be followed again. So this is the one problem with the ESCC, because now the leaders will be taken to court. The court ruling will give their own ruling, but at the end of the day,
Yes.
the money that was given to the public, this is the money that these leaders will pay as their files and get rid of these cases.
Joining that
Another
point,
thing, if I may add about the corruption thing, I will pray or I wish one day that our country, when we find we pass harsh rules or penalties, whoever is being found guilty of corruption, maybe to go for jail term, a longer period, fines, and return the money. With our cases, after you found maybe these politicians found guilty with the corruption,
But
they
concerning
find
that
they
point,
pay and everything, and they being they're not locked up.
You see, concerning that point, Mr. Malindo,
Yeah.
there was a member of parliament who was proposing that if you have been found with corruption cases, that you should be allowed to run for another term.
Again, that's the
Are you
thing
sure
that we
about
want to
this
do
thing
away
of
with.
corruption?
You see?
Because the member of parliament, they're the same people who are going to pass those bills.
You see?
So I think so. It's like taking a meat to the lion. How sure are you that that will come?
This is now like we are feeding corruption.
Yes.
Because if we are saying that if you're found guilty
Yes.
with the Anti-Corruption Commission, then this means that you are going to be given to run for election again.
Yes.
So, and this happens with the deep state because once I'm in government,
Yes.
there is a higher possibility that I'll be in that government again once so long as my term is not done. So when these people are found guilty with corruption and the constitution will give them another term to run for their seats, then I think to me it's not right because you'll be found guilty,
Yes.
but at the end of the day you know that you'll be back to your seat, and the money that you are filed with, you're going to bring it back.
Yes.
So
concerning
it has
the
become
corruption
like,
thing, the former president, that is President Uhuru Kenyatta, I'd say there's a lot of money which are being lost daily. If there was a good way that the government, instead of taxing people, they could have just collected those money being wasted daily to raise the government budget. Because the corruption menace in Kenya, it's in a big gap. That if you know somebody, you will not even struggle to steal. So how is your view, Mr. Kingedu, about it?
Corruption is so dire in this country. It is running deep in our bones.
Yes.
It's also it's like a cancer that it's not easily removed in our country. And I'll charge the people who are surrounding even those offices, the ESCC, the DPP, the DCIs. Let them work with a genuine heart. Let them work with people who we can believe. Most of the people are linked to the ESCC. We see them even cameras graying there, showing the way they have been caught, and even the DCIs. Later, that person is escorted free. We have never seen a casualty.
Yes.
We have never. It's only one MP and was caught for almost, I think it's 1 month. He was imprisoned. He was from Western Kenya. I can't remember the name. And he was also serving in a good way in the jail. He was like a kingpin in the jail.
So you know. So if I just wrap off this topic of the Finance Bill 2024, there's an increment of NGCDF that is from 180 to 220 million. Is there necessary for increasing the NGCDF? And if you see the most development, the most members of parliament are building toilets. If you see all over the social media, people showing that they're building a modern toilet instead of building necessary facilities in the counties, in their constituencies.
I think one of the things, the responsibilities we don't know about the member of parliament. That's why we go at our home and we start complaining about this road and this road. Now you see the governor is switching. That's the road of the MP. The MP is switching. This is the road of the governor. The
MCA.
One of the things that they do, they're in charge of classrooms, secondary schools, and primary schools, and also police station. Please go to your home area. Look at the police station, how those police are living in that area. That's a reflection of your members of parliament. And even the bursaries, if you see some of the kids are out home, and there are people who are in poshy areas, they are still in school, and they enjoy bursary allocation, then you start questioning your MP.
So I think the MPs are failed because there's a time when there's that joining of Form 1s. There was a lot of stories. The poor children are not accessing education facilities. And yet the bigger question is the members of parliament are being allocated the NGCDF funds. So Mr. Molindo, concerning the NGCDF funds, how do you view that?
Basically, we should just be strict to these funds being allocated or the CDF.
Yes.
Because we'll find majority of the children that are not in school.
Yes.
And you'll find after being given money, these members, they don't allocate enough money to the CDF. They're pocketing it. So strict investigation or thorough investigation to be done. And in case we find such mischief, we just arrest the person, put them behind the bus.
So I think so. Wrapping off the topic of finance bill, lastly, Mr. Kipkel, is there a necessary need of increasing that allocation to the NGCDF?
Okay, to me there is no need of increasing this one because the big question is what was done with the money that was given last year, because this is given annually, what was done with the money that you are given, this is when now you'll come and say, okay, this was done and it was done in an open way and there is need to increase this money. But when the government is not seeing something that was done by these MPs, but you keep on increasing the funds, this means that you're encouraging them to do whatever they are doing. Because when it comes to the opening of schools that you say, I don't think there is need of children being at home because they don't have fees, they don't have money to get this basic education, and the MPs are there saying that they don't have money. So there is no need of the government to keep on increasing these funds to the MPs without seeing the facts of what was done before,
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it is good for the government to first see whatever was done in order to increase this money.
Moving on to Mr. Kingedu, concerning the Limuru 3, what's your view about it? Because you see the leaders of Mount Kenya, either in Azimio or in Kenya Kwanza, they were in that meeting.
Limuru 3 was a message, and it was directed to the president, not even to the deputy president. And it was a conversion of all leaders from Mount Kenya, and they had one voice that we are being sidelined. We are sitting on the edge, and yet 47% of the vote of the current president came from that backyard.
Because, Mr. Kingedu, you have said it was a message to the president. If I may ask if they could have just tabled a document or their allegations concerning Mount Kenya, the problems that are going with, and take it to the president instead of convening a meeting.
I wish even you can play this video. There are some of the people who were appointed in the last regime, and they were forced to resign after this government came in, and most of them are from Mount Kenya.
But
They were
same government.
heading parastatus. It's like you're employed here in late TV. Then when a senior manager comes, he kicks you off. How will you feel? I'm giving an example with you. How will you feel? So the bitterness that were being ushered in that place is because they are not age 65, they are age almost 40s and 50s, and then they were halted.
I think so. When you are saying that, I think so you are aligning to tribalism.
Not tribalism.
Because if you are mentioning that the senior people in Mount Kenya were sacked in their jobs, there are some other tribes which they haven't complained of being employed in the same government.
Let me tell you, when Luyas converge, there is no problem.
Yes.
When Kalenjins converge, there is no problem. When people of Pwani, the coastal region, when they converge, there is no problem. Why do you have a problem when people of Mount Kenya are converging, when they are airing their own issues? Because one, you realize this is the stronghold. This is where the population is. If you joke with them, then you're done. So there are people who want to split them. They are saying Mount Kenyans are people who are very ethnic. Is it ethnicity? They have a lot of ethnicity.
Yes.
But there is tribalism there. But there is no. Every person, people have converged. Western, how many times have they converged? Have we seen them in TV? But when it comes to Limuru 3, you use even all media stations, all newspapers to show us the way we are converging as a clan.
No, I think so. It is not the bad side of it, but they are focusing on the Mount Kenya because Mr. Mulindo, when you say because Mr. Kingedu is saying that people, when the Mount Kenya people come together, there's a lot of political association about it. What's your view about it?
No, the Mount Kenya people, they feel they are the majority. Actually, it's true, they are the majority.
Yes.
Yeah, they
These are the
control.
second largest or the first largest?
They think they're second. Yeah. So they feel their views should be heard. You know, at times when you put your point, the way you just say that they take their points to the president directly, they'll feel that they're not heard enough. So they have to...
So they want to show the whole country that they have converged.
They have converged. And you are the majority, so you have the say, you see.
Yes.
Yeah. But everyone has his or her opinion. Yeah. So, but they should not cause the commotion and everything in the country.
They should be peaceful and just say what they want to the president. Mr. Kipkel, what's your concern about this Limuru 3?
I think what I can say is this.
Yes.
When you're not comfortable in a house, then you'll have to look for ways to make yourself comfortable. You know, I think Mount Kenya, they had an agreement with the president of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, and now maybe they are seeing that the agreement that were put in place, they are not achieved. You know, so. And the president is not just somebody that you can write a letter and take it to him, as you have said. So there must be a way that you come together, look for a way to address the president. So for them, it was one way of alerting the president that we feel left out, you know, and the agreement that was put in place, it is not achieved, you know. So it is for the president now to look back and start looking things at the drawing board of seeing where did I go wrong, you know, where did I go wrong? Because just as they said, they have said that Mount Kenya is one of the largest population, and the reason I think they are not comfortable about this and the sack of employees, it is because when you go to these counties, you'll find that these offices are being they are being taken by one tribe, you know. So this is an alarming issue when it comes to Mount Kenya, because they are asking, why is it Mount Kenya and Yeah, why is it Mount
And
Kenya alone?
if I cut
And
you
you're
short,
not considering other counties?
if I cut you short, concerning if you just wrap up this topic of the Limuru 3, concerning the coalition they formed, Mr. Kingedu, Haki coalition, they say they will be led by the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. Is there a message they are sending to the other leaders of Mount Kenya?
Thank you so much for asking that question.
Yes.
And just to start with that, the deputy president also is stretching his olive hand
Yes.
to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And Haki Coalition, you may see it as if it's only the people who are in Azimio,
Yes.
but people who are in government or in that place.
True.
We can see the rights of Gathoni Mushomba, who is a member of parliament in Githunguri. We also see Babayao. Babayao,
But you can say for Babayao, you have been quiet for some time.
yeah, he's quiet for some time, but he's a board member of
Kenya Kwanza.
he's a board member of something to do with water in Nairobi.
So it's aligned to the government.
He's aligned to the government. So if you see such things occurring, 2027 will be a bit hot.
So concerning what you have said concerning 2027, was there a political strategy they are trying to make the people of Mount Kenya to come out of UDA? Because you can agree with me, the worst mistake they did back in 2022, they entered UDA without their political party.
You know, once beaten, twice shy. And we have come to 2022 without any party.
Yes.
We have come to UDA.
So there's a political strategy of moving out of UDA.
No. I have not. Don't confirm my words. But when we are pushed to the wall, we may think. Right now, we are still in the process of thinking. Yeah.
Concerning to the same point, if we just cut short about that, going on to the deputy president rift, to this boss, is it that because of the Limuru 3, the aggravacies of the people of Mount Kenya, that is causing a rift between the deputy president and the president? Mr. Mulindo, is there a cold war between the two? Or everything is right?
Of late, there was some talks in town. You feel like the deputy president and the president, they are not aligned. So there is a bedroom wars. Yeah. So something will come up to light, definitely.
So to you, I think there's something cooking behind the scene.
There's something cooking behind the scene. Yeah. And also concerning about the Limuru 3, to me, I think it's the battle between the
people of Mount Kenya.
Kingpins. You see, there is Uhuru there, there is Gachagua there.
Because there are these members of parliament who did not attend the Limuru 3. They are saying that there were nothing they were going to plan there. It's a tribalistic gathering. So, Mr. Kipkel, concerning this, do you see like it's a tribalistic thing whereby they're trying to align to come up with a political party to moving out of UDA?
Okay, first, this has been a trending issue. And whenever you see something arising, then there must be a cause and there must be consequences of it, you know. We have been seeing split in the UDA party. And the president is so silent about this, you know. And this is an alarming issue because at first, we all know that the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua and the former president, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, have not been in good terms since campaigns, election, and even some parts of after election. But recently, you have seen the deputy president apologizing to Mama Ngina, and also apologizing to the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, and this coalition of Haki coalition of Limuru 3. The chair of this coalition is the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. So there must be something. And I don't think the president and also some allies from UDA party are joining the dots, you know, because the deputy president is apologizing, and whoever is leading this coalition is the same person.
Moving out of the political sessions, going to the deployment of Haiti deployment, the police to be deployed to Haiti. Mr. Molindo, what's your general view about the deployment of 1,000 police to Haiti?
I saw the other day in the news about the Haiti people calling our president a puppet to the United States of America. I just laughed. But to me, I think even if the matters of the nations, to me, I think we should let the Haiti people at least control their issues. Because as Kenyans, we don't know what the Haiti people are going through.
Yes.
You see, us going there and shutting them down won't help their issues, their desires. You see, but again, that's a huge war. Sending police officers to such a things with the little skills we all know that they have.
So you don't agree with the government sending their 1,000 police?
I don't
to Haiti?
agree with the government sending their 1,000 people.
So
we should just leave the Haiti people to handle
themselves.
Themselves.
And to Mr. Kingedu, concerning the deployment of the 1,000 police to Haiti, is it fair that in Kenya we are experiencing banditry? Is there a need of sending 1,000 police to Haiti, and yet in our own country we are facing banditry?
I respond, it's a Bible verse that says, remove
Yes.
the clock in your eye before you remove the other clock in the other eye. So things that are affecting us,
Yes.
we should first of all deal with them. Especially, I've seen photos even going around how police live in our own country.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. So releasing our police to Haiti, it was not a wise decision.
So is it the president is going to gain something, or the country is going to gain something? Because he has been pushing this for long.
I don't know, but there is a way, there is a kitty that is going to be allocated to the country. It's not the president, actually.
And mostly if it is being allocated to the country, the big fish will just smuggle them themselves without reaching the normal mwananchi.
That one I've swallowed my word.
As you can see again with the government, you know.
To Mr. Kipkela,
Yes, sir.
sending the 1,000 police to Haiti, I think so there's a language barrier, Kenya and Haiti. So how will the police manage curbing that menace in Haiti?
Okay, one, I think this is like a field.
Yes.
A field that you're sending your soldier. And this field, it is one entrance and no exit. You know? Because these are normal police officers.
Yes.
Not even the forces.
But
you
they
know?
say that the IG said that they are going to choose a specific forces of the police.
Okay. One thing, there's a difference between the training that police officers are given and that of the forces. You know, if it was a group like
Yes.
that was sent to Congo, that is understandable. But these are common police officers. Secondly, I like what my fellow journalist Ayub asked the president, that why are you sending police to Haiti? Why are you sending police to Haiti? And in Kenya, we have a lot of insecurities when it comes to these counties like Baringo, but the banditry counties, you know, and this has not been settled for years. So what difference will it bring taking police officers to Haiti?
Going to the other topic, Mr. Kingedu, if you may mind, concerning the AUC, whereby Raila Amolo Odinga want to become the chairmanship, will it cripple the Azimio coming to the election? And also, is it a political strategy from the president to minimize the noises in the opposition of Kenya?
Actually, right now, the Azimio coalition is left in Mount Kenya region, not even in Luo Nyanza, not even in Luya, as we are the ones who are lamenting. And now, back to your question, is that as a man, you can't multitask. If she was a lady, she could have multitasked, being in the opposition and being in AU. Right now, the AU rules are very stringent. It's going to go to every nation in this African continent and have a lot of responsibility. The energy of coming to bring that Protestants showing that the government is not doing well, he'll not have that time, because he'll be dealing with elections in other countries. He'll also be dealing with crisis in other nations, not here in Kenya.
If I may mind, so meaning when Raila Amolo Odinga goes to AU, there will be no opposition who will be helping the people of Kenya concerning the strict measures which are being brought by the government.
Yes, and that's why he delegated the chairmanship of ODM to, is it Joho?
Oparanya.
Joho Oparanya.
Yes.
He delegated because he seemed that the task that is ahead of him is a bit heavy.
if I may ask, Mr. Kipkel, concerning the delegating Oparanya and Joho, are they in that position of fitting to Raila Amolo Odinga's footsteps?
Actually, you can't compare these two leaders with His Excellency Raila Odinga. I think the one thing that will save ODM is if the true leadership skills were left to these people, you know, because now I just what my partner said here, Brian, that Raila Odinga will not be will not have that so much impact when it comes to opposition.
Yes.
And this is true because I think one qualifications of being an AU member is doing away with your own country's political issues, you know. So, and that is why yesterday I saw even this Babu Owino in Mombasa. This means that ODM are now coming to a realization that, we don't have Raila Odinga in this, and we have to take charge of ourselves, you know.
Yes.
And they are now trying to bring up the party and to make an equal to what Raila Odinga did. But I don't think it will come to that point.
So the people of Kenya will be left in their own?
Yes. I'm not saying they'll be left in their own, because Kenya still have... ODM
because,
party still have their own...
The opposition party
loyalties.
is like an watchdog, the government. Yes, so
Yeah.
I think so. Things will be getting worse. Coming to the last topic of the day, Mr. Mulindo, concerning the road accident menace in Kenya, what is the right measure to be taken by the Minister of Road Transport?
To me, what I'll advise the government to do, actually, we need to expand our roads, you see, and we make them both two-way lanes. And each and every places where we have the black spots, we should put at least more bumps, more instructions. And at least the organizations like the these circles that are dealing with the transport, we should look at our drivers. You see, most of our drivers that are trying to get more income by the working hours or the services they are rendering to the organization. You'll find a driver is serving more hours on the road than even resting. So you'll find if someone coming from Nairobi to Bungoma, he'll try to make several trips, whereby you'll find the body is tired, and you'll find along the road he sleeps, causes the major accidents. So to my own opinion, at least we should enlarge our roads, at least 2 lanes each side, and putting more bumps, it will curb.
To Mr. Kingedu, concerning the road accidents, is that in Kenya, is it a culture because even if there's a traffic light, there must be a traffic police so that the drivers can follow the instructions?
You have mentioned about police. Now you have at least revived my mind. They are good in taking offerings. And
no, but first I was saying, if it is possible, because even if there's a traffic light, there must be a traffic police.
Yeah, in every country, most of the country, even US.
But in the developed countries, that the drivers are obeying the traffic.
Because they are CCTVs. Because when it is captured that you have gone past, contrary with the traffic rights, you are captured and you are summoned. There are things that we observe. And in Kenya, it's a human nature that we do what is not supposed to be done. That's a human nature. Because we want to see the reaction.
How many CCTVs we have in our roads? You can see. There are very few CCTVs we have in our roads.
There are very few. It's only in Westlands I've seen some, and Thika Superhighway.
No, I think so. In the past, they tried creating a CCTV center in Nairobi, but that project came to a standstill because it is no longer. I think so. It is no longer there because back then they used to say that they will be monitoring it.
Again, let me go back to the road accident. The police should be very keen. Let them not be greeting the driver only without even checking inside. You know, it's like uko salama. They don't even check the capacity of this vehicle, and especially trucks. Trucks that are exiting all the way from Eldoret, when they come, they are free. Zinakujanga free peke yake. so it is in a high speed, and sometimes the hydraulic brakes zinakwamanga. That's why they feel. You find it has done a mess in the road. I think police should be very careful.
To Mr. Kipkel, concerning the traffic police in Kenya, I think so you'll agree with me, there are a lot of unworthy vehicles on the road, and they pass police barriers.
I think what is the problem about road accidents is corruption and ignorance.
Yes.
You know, because when you see your police officers, they are in the road to make sure that safety
Yes.
is concerned. You know, and to make sure that no over what. You're not carrying excess people. But now, when you get to these roads, the only thing that they are doing is collecting money, you know, and they are not checking in if this vehicle is overcarrying people,
Yes.
you know, and also the ignorance when it comes to the authorities. Some few weeks ago, the transport authority put measures that they are going to recheck on the drivers that are carrying all these people. This when it comes to PSVs and also these trucks. But that ruling has not been done. You know, so there is a lot of ignorance when it comes to authorities and corruption when it comes to our police officers that these jobs are left in their hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because due to time, I think so. I'll just wrap it off there. If you may give your parting shot, starting to Mr. Molindo, what's your parting shot?
Okay, to me, let me major in economics.
Yes.
An economy of our country.
Yes.
As you can see, the governments are increasing taxes day in, day out, whereby you'll find this normal mwananchi.
Yes.
If we group them, the macroeconomics, you'll find normal mwananchi will find it hard to put up a business because the high taxes, and when they increase these taxes, that means when they are selling these products, they're selling at a high price, whereby you'll find even the consumer, they're afraid to purchase them.
Yes.
Come back to the big fish now, the investors and everyone, the microeconomics.
Okay.
You'll find people will fail.
Yes.
Or they will fear to come and invest in our country. The reason behind the high taxes will make them run away. As you can see, most of the investors
So
that run
the government should
Uganda
look for
and
a
Tanzania.
favorable way of taxing the people of Kenya.
Yeah.
To Mr. Kingedu, your parting shot. Just 2 seconds.
My parting shot is wishing Kenyans tomorrow a happy Mashujaa Day, and they remain focused on that. Oh, is it
Madaraka?
It's Madaraka.
Yes.
Oh, I'm seeing Mashujaa. They're happy Madaraka Day, and they remain their eyes open for the political messages tomorrow.
Thank you. Mr. Kipkel.
I think my parting shot is
Yes.
to our leaders. Let's not compare ourselves with other people. You know, let us grow with our own level. You know, because if we compare ourselves with other people, that means that we are going to leave out so many things that were of impact, positive impacts to us, and we will now start eagering these of other people. So for our leaders, let us not compare ourselves with others, and whenever we are passing any bill, let us also include public participation. And lastly, happy Madaraka Day.
I would like to thank my panelists here today for engaging in an interactive talk. Next time when we have a lot of time, we'll maybe major in the president of Kenya going to the US, the things that we got and the benefit about it. It's been Emmanuel Ngeno. This is Light TV, our daily, weekly review. Thank you so much.